Both these teams were without a number of first-team regulars, but perhaps it was the strikers who were missed most. Everton dominated and found Spurs keeper Neil Sullivan a formidable barrier. First Thomas Gravison, then Kevin Campbell warmed Sullivan's hands on a cold day. And when Campbell did manage to beat the Scottish international, the post got in the way. Perhaps Everton would have found a route through if Duncan Ferguson had been available, but he was nursing a hand injury. Walter Smith's side have now only scored twice in 7 games, collecting just 2 points along the way. Still, at least they didn't lose. And Ledley King's effort was never likely to provide Tottenham with an undeserved winner.
Disappointed. We put a lot into the game today. I don't think any of us at the game could say that we didn't deserve to win the game if any of the 2 teams were going to win. But you've got to get a goal, and you know, unfortunately, like a lot of our recent matches, we've not been getting the goal that's making the difference. Fair play.
You know, showed that resilience, defensive resilience, away from home, on the travels more often. You know, we could have been 3 or 4 points better off, and we could be right away up that table.
Coventry had named Chris Kirkland in goal, but because of a warm-up injury, Magnus Hedman made an earlier-than-expected return. The Swede, though, was picking the ball out of the net after just 4 minutes when Gary Speed put Newcastle in front. Steve Harper kept goal for Newcastle with one-away Shay Given on the bench. Harper also kept his eyes on the ball when David Thompson was put through. Then after some great link-up play between debutant Wayne Quinn, Amiobi and Dyer, Noel Solano just had Hedman to beat. But he too was proving a tough obstacle to pass. Newcastle had won the reverse fixture 2-0 at Highfield Road, and when they extended their lead, no one could argue with the quality of strike. Pure joy for Shola Amiobi, the 19-year-old netting his first goal in English football after an exhilarating run by Kieran Dyer. Coventry could, and maybe should have pulled it back to 2-1. But John Aloisi was guilty of a glaring miss, and Newcastle took full advantage. Dyer started the move, and unless you're a Coventry fan, just sit back and enjoy what he does next. A scintillating goal. And this young man is most definitely one for Mr. Eriksson to keep tabs on. Now, if that was exquisite, the next was bizarre. David Thompson's corner went straight in with a little help from Stephen Glass, who'd only come on as a sub 2 minutes earlier. No wonder Harper looked so bemused. Coventry had only scored once in 8 previous visits to St James's, and Craig Bellamy wasted another chance to pull one back. So it finished Newcastle 3, Coventry 1.
The game to and fro, to be honest. They missed chances, we missed chances. We got 2 sparkling goals in the second half, which I hope sent the crowd home happy. You know, Kieran Dyer played a big part in both of them, obviously. Third goal was a solo effort. And I think he's got the man of the match, and I would, you know, possibly agree with that.
I just felt it was a very unfair day on the players. So they've done well in the performance level, but the focus in the first 10-15 minutes could have been better.
Colin Todd's influence on the Derby defence had seen them keep clean sheets in 8 of their previous 11 Premiership fixtures. But the Rams were without Taribo West, just as they had been while conceding 2 to First Division West Brom last week. Daryl Powell's tangle with Alan Boksic led to a penalty, and the first half was not about to end goalless. Boksic himself took the spot kick. Borough's second goal was a beautiful thing. Paul Ince picked out Christian Carambeau, and the Frenchman's cross was so well delivered that Hugo Ekiog could hardly fail to net his second goal since joining from Aston Villa. 2-0 with an hour played. And after Alan Boksic had rattled the crossbar, 2 further goals in the last 10 minutes would turn this into Borough's biggest win of the season. Croatian international Boksic tricked his way past young Rams defender Chris Riggott before netting his second of the game and his 9th Premiership goal of the season so far. Borough were heading out of the bottom 3, leapfrogging Derby in the process. Right at the end, another penalty led to the 4th. With Boxic substituted, French defender Yul Mawene's assault on Brian Deane gave Hamilton Ricard the chance to score a league goal to go with the 4 he's managed in the Cups this campaign. 4-0 and 6 games unbeaten in the Premiership. No wonder Terry Venables is smiling.
I thought, well, if we get 0-0, we've got to keep adding the points on, but we have been working hard to take the game through the team a bit more this week, and we created a lot more space for ourselves and did what we had to at the back and not give a goal away and played with imagination and finish.
Virtually on half time, I was just getting up out of the seat in the box to go down to the dressing room, and I saw the ball come across. I saw Powney challenge with Boxic, saw the ball going towards for the throw-in or whatever, and I got up and I suddenly heard the whistle, and I couldn't believe it. He gave a fountain. I mean, I wouldn't take anything away from him.
Leicester traveled to Ipswich Town and Portman Road. Sven-Göran Eriksson now totally free to concentrate on his England duties. He was on hand to watch this match. Peter Taylor will assist Eriksson for England, but he was hoping his Leicester club could come through. And they got the first opportunity. Steve Guppy crosses to Trevor Benjamin, who heads it up and over. Then Ipswich with a chance. Off the throw-in, Fabian Vilnius sends a long lob, which Simon Royce jumps up and brings down. It was 0-0 at the break. Into the second half, Jamie Clapham lays it off to Herman Hreiderson, who centers to Alan Armstrong, but again, Simon says, no, sir. After a series of passes, Jamie Scowcroft crosses it in to Matt Holland here. His header on target, but again, it's Royce clogging up the hole. Nothing getting by until minute 80. Hreiderson flicks it to Alan Armstrong, who tries a shot. It goes off the side of his boot, right onto the head of Marcus Stewart, and then right into the net. The shot, not good by Armstrong, but the finish by Stewart, who was Johnny on the spot, and it's 1-0. In minute 90, Stewart opens it up to the side by passing to Fabian Vilnius, who crosses it into Scowcroft, who is on line. Ipswich will not let up. 2-0. Third L in a row for Leicester. Well, last week there were